What kind of media should I get and what should I do with it? That's the most common question we get asked over anything else. Here's the truth. Most agents treat their listing media like a regular checklist. Photos, videos, post once, crickets, done. Top agents are doing something more than that. If you want to actually sell the house, win more listings, and build your brand, you need a plan. We made a 5-phase system to tell you exactly what to do from before the listing to after the listing with all of your media to get the very most out of it. Let's go ahead and jump into phase 1. All right, phase 1 is prep. Arguably the most important phase. When it comes to prepping the house, we're going to talk about 3 different steps to this. Actually physically prepping it, strategically prepping it, and then creatively prepping it. Let's start with physical. This is so important that the house is physically ready for the photos and the videos. We want surfaces clean. We want any repairs done. We want the house to truly shine. This is going to give us the best shoot day possible and really help this house stand out in the market. Okay, strategically, this is where it gets a little more interesting. I need you to think of the story of the home. One of the easiest ways to do this is go, hey, if the house 3 doors down is selling for the exact same price, what makes this one different? That helps you just figure out how we're going to portray this home on the market. Who's the buyer for this home? Is it a family? Is it an investor? Who would want this? Do they want an upstairs master bedroom or downstairs master bedroom? Split floor plan or not? There's so many different ways that we can break down who this house is for, and that helps us tell the story in the videos. Figuring out the storyline helps us figure out what we're going to shoot. So you can strategically think about, okay, maybe we're going to sit on the front porch with a glass of wine for a video. Maybe we're going to bring some kids in that we're going to throw a frisbee with in the backyard. There's so many different aspects to who this house actually sells to that helps us plan what kind of videos to make and what kind of media to use to sell it. That strategic part flows right into the creative part. So when we know who the buyer is, we can creatively think about how to address that buyer. That boils down to scripting. It is so important to script every video that you make, whether that is physically scripting like where you're going to stand or where the kid is going to jump into the pool, or you're physically scripting the words that we're going to say. All of it is really important. That wraps up phase 1. Let's talk about phase 2 on this little roadmap here. So let's zoom in. Phase 2, we have the shoot day. So the shoot day is obviously important because this is what allows us to use the media for everything else we're going to talk about. Let's talk about the must-have media for every single listing, no matter the price point, because we're building your brand. It's not just about what is the ROI on this one listing. It's about what's the ROI on your brand for when you go sell yourself at the next listing. Most of this is going to be talked about in phase 1, but we're going to need photos, of course. But photos, we're talking about wide, we're talking about detail shots, we're talking about drone photos. All very important. Now we're going to talk about video. We need a wide cinematic video that can be put on YouTube, that can be put on Facebook, that can be put on the MLS. And then we need a video of you. Let's show the lifestyle. Let's build your brand and post that on Instagram and TikTok. Very important. And then the extras, which are still very important, are Zillow 3D tours and the floor plans. What's so crucial about these is it actually gives you a pretty big boost in exposure on Zillow and Trulia, and it doesn't really cost you hardly anything more. Definitely worth it in this market. The next thing you need to do is build a shot list. You need to really think like a marketer here, not just checking the box of let's get some media. How do we build this out to where we know what we're going to post this week for launch week, what we're going to post for next week for, hey, this house is still amazing, come check it out. And then what are we going to post 4 or 5 weeks later when the house is under contract? All super important, and the media that we shoot that day is really going to dictate how we're able to continuously market it. The more intentional you are with shoot day, the more you're going to have over the next 30 days to keep marketing the house and yourself. All right, next, let's go back to our roadmap here. Number 3 is going to be the launch. We're intentionally calling this launching a listing. I really don't want you to be the agent that just uploads the photos to the MLS and calls that launching. That's more like posting and praying that something's going to happen. Let's go into what it really takes to get a listing launched and shown to as many people as humanly possible. Step by step, this is what you're going to do. First, we're going to upload to the MLS. I know, duh, but important. Uploading to MLS is also going to syndicate to all the other platforms, Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, you name it. Very important that we do that first. Use the photos, use the videos, use the virtual tours. They should all be on your listing. The next thing you're going to do is post to Instagram. Now, I see a lot of agents just post the reel to Instagram, which is great. I want you to do that. But a big miss, you have 50 beautiful photos of this house that are never seen Instagram or any social media. Why is that? It's not just for the MLS. Let's make a carousel. Let's make something intriguing. Let's make it look like a news article, something that gets extra attention using the media that you already purchased. Next, let's go to YouTube. Very important. Don't just post your cinematic video or your walkthrough on the MLS. You need way more eyeballs than that. Put it on YouTube and put it on YouTube Shorts. Both of them get views and they usually get a different audience. Facebook, it is not dead. It's honestly probably where most of your buyers are. Very important. Post a Facebook reel on there or the long form version. Either one works really well. And then let's not forget about TikTok and LinkedIn. I want you to put this media everywhere. The whole point is not what is your favorite media platform. It is where you can get more eyeballs. If you can go to your seller and say, hey, I put this on every single platform. Here's the collective amount of views from every platform. That's way more important than our bias about what's the favorite platform. That's everything from launch day. This is arguably the most important day. You want to make sure you have great captions, a great narrative, everything to boost that media and make it look even better. Now, the next phase, kind of my favorite, let's go ahead and talk about. We are going to go to phase 4, which I'm going to call the boost phase. This phase right here is where most agents fall off. They just post once and then they hope that something happens. Let's reach more people. Let's talk about Facebook and Instagram first. Organic is amazing. That's how we're going to start our campaign. However, paid is really the way to go to reach more eyeballs. What we want to do is boost these posts that we're making. Carousel posts, reels, everything that you post on here is worthy of sending out to more people. And we're going to do that through a brand awareness campaign. On Instagram and Facebook, you as a real estate agent have the ability to market 15 miles out. That's your smallest radius you're allowed to do. And that's what I would do, 15 miles out of your property. You can literally define the address of it and then do a brand awareness campaign using the media that you already have to reach more people. Just $50 a week will reach thousands of people. Think about how important that is, not only to get more eyeballs on the listing, but to show your sellers how much you're doing for their property. Let's say we do this over a 4 or a 6 week period. Think about maybe another extra 100,000 views on social media, all in that direct area with people sending it and sharing it with their friends and spouses. That is undeniably one of the best things that you can do on top of the organic stuff. We're going to do the exact same thing on YouTube. YouTube works a little differently though, and honestly, in a good way. YouTube has a really amazing feature where you can actually target people based on their intent. So I can take this property video that we made and I can put it on YouTube and then I can boost it essentially to people that are in market to buy a pre-owned house or a new construction house. How powerful is that? Where we're reaching new people with a beautiful video that brings them to your brand to inquire about this property. Again, $50 a week, you're reaching thousands of people. Hard to argue that there's not a tremendous amount of value there. All right, we've had a great first couple weeks. We prepped the house, we took the photos, we took the videos, we launched it, and we got more eyeballs on it. What's the last phase? Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, phase 5, you guys like my little finish flag here? Phase 5, we're gonna call the encore. It all goes back to phase 1. If you're prepping and you're strategic about what kind of media you make, it really helps elevate what you can do over the life of this listing and even afterwards. Phase 5 is all about extending the life of your marketing. Let me give you a couple examples of how you can do this. While the listing is still active, here's a couple different things you can do. You can do a top 3 features reel for this house. If there's a few different things that you really love, let's make a reel just about that. Doesn't have to show the entire property. Next, let's do a buyer feedback carousel. You're getting showings of this property, hopefully, and if you are, you're getting feedback. So let's take those favorite things and put it into a carousel post to show buyers what people are loving about it. Then we can do one all about the neighborhood. What's there to love about the neighborhood? Is there an HOA, no HOA, playground? Is there any kind of amenities going on that people would love? If we do that, just talking about the neighborhood in general, and then say, hey, if this is a neighborhood that you love, I actually have a listing right over here that you might like. These are 3 really good pieces of media that you can use to keep the life of that listing going and going. And then we have after the house sells, because yes, it's gonna sell. We're gonna put that out there. We have a couple different options. So we could do a just sold reel or just a photo. It's always effective just to show like, hey, there's something that I did in this market. It's just proof. It's just more trust that you're building online. And then you could even do a testimonial video. What if we interviewed the buyer or we interviewed the seller and said, hey, what did you think of this entire experience? Did it go well? and maybe they don't want to do that. You can still give your story about it. You get in front of the camera, maybe it's even a selfie video and you're just in front of the house and you say, today's closing day, what an amazing journey it's been. Let me tell you a little bit about what happened here. Extend the life of it, use the opportunity of that listing to keep getting more listings and show your face online. To recap everything, we have the 5 phases. Number 1, you need to prep the house. That includes thinking about what we're going to shoot. Number 2, we're going to shoot the house really intentionally, thinking about how to use that media as long as we possibly can. Number 3, we're going to launch this across all platforms, obviously starting with MLS, but don't forget any of them. Launch it everywhere. Number 4, make sure you're boosting all of this. We want more people to see it. Organic is amazing, but $50 goes a long way. Number 5, extend the life of this listing. You want media that goes for weeks and weeks, even after the sale of the home. Every opportunity you have to use this listing to continuously promote yourself is a good thing. If you found this helpful and you have a new listing coming up, please use this 5-stage system. It is truly one of the best things you can do to launch a listing, not just post and pray that it goes well. If you're a real estate agent and you have a brand new listing coming up, I highly suggest using this 5-stage system. It is the most effective way to make the very most out of a listing. And we're trying to impress these sellers. We're in a market where it's a little more difficult to sell a house. Do everything you can so there's no excuse. If you need a price reduction, you have all the data to back it up. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, make sure to subscribe down below. We'll be making more videos.